Hi, this is Jeremy Kellett, Director of Recruiting here at Oakley Trucking, and I'm your host for this podcast. This is episode 106. So on today's episode, I sat down with Larry Ginsberg. He's the Executive Vice President at CAG Truck Capital. And we discussed how they help truck drivers when it comes to buying new trucks, used trucks, or also financing motors for trucks. It was a really good conversation. They had been doing it a long time, and I think they've got a unique path to where they help owner-operators be successful. I think you'll want to hear about it. Very interesting episode, and of course, as always, we try to bring you good information here at the Oakley Podcast to help you be a successful owner-operator for sure. So thanks for listening. Be sure and watch us on our YouTube channel. Check it out, like, subscribe, comment, and also if you want to hear anything, let us know what you want to hear here on the Oakley Podcast. We'd be glad to talk about it. But before we get started on this episode, let's hear from our sponsor, Aero Truck Sales. Keith Wilson at Aero Truck Sales in Springfield, Missouri is currently offering $1,000 off your first month's payment when you finance with transport funding, or $1,000 off the truck price if you bring your own financing. They're also discounting the cost of an extended warranty by $500. Aero Truck Sales has been a long-time partner with Oakley Trucking, and that's because they specialize in first-time truck buyers. They don't do any leases. They have the best used trucks money can buy because used trucks is all they do. They don't sell any new trucks. And the biggest reason that Aero and Oakley are partners is service after the sale. It is very important to us at Oakley that when we refer you to a company, that they are a good company with good people. They do what they say, and they understand our requirements. So give Keith a call at 573-216-6047 for a good used truck, and tell him you heard about it on the Oakley Podcast. So I want to take a minute and talk about Lube Zone. Lube Zone has been a sponsor of the Oakley Podcast for a long time. They're good people over there. Jeff and Megan do a great job, and they provide good discounts for Oakley owner-operators, but also just a great place to go. They've got 11 locations: Texas, California, Oklahoma, Georgia. They're primarily along major highway exits, which allows easy access. They can do a lot of stuff there. They got full service oil changes. They got tractor and trailer grease, air filters, oil analysis, tire checks, DOT inspections. I mean, these guys can do it all, and we love doing business with them. I actually had one of our owner operators. He went to Lube Zone. He said, "Hey, I'm going in here, and I'm going to find out how their service is, if they're fast, and if I get a discount." And I said, "All right, you let me know when you get out of there." So he called me back, and he said, "I just want you to know that's a great place to go. It's clean. It's nice. The service was great." He got the full-fledged filters, oil change, the whole 9-yard service, and he also got his $40 discount. And you got to tell him you heard it on the Oakley Podcast, that you are with Oakley Trucking, and they will give you a discount. And just great service from those guys. We appreciate them being a sponsor of the Oakley Podcast. And if you're in one of those areas, you go to loopzone.com and you see where their locations are. And if you're close by there, go try them out and let me know how your service was, because we'll give the feedback back to Lube Zone. And check out the rewards program. That's really good too. Just be sure and check them out and let them know you heard it on the Oakley Podcast. Okay, so we're here at Mid-America Truck Show, and we are going to visit with Mr. Larry Ginsberg with CAG Capital and talk to him for a minute about what's going on in his world and how it associates with the trucking world, because it is big. I know we have seen a lot of that, and I'm anxious to hear what he's got going on at CAG Truck Capital. Hey, Mr. Larry, how are you today?
Jeremy, I'm good. I'm glad to be here. Appreciate the opportunity.
Hey, I appreciate you responding to our invite and coming over and sitting down with us, because it's anytime I can find people that are interested in helping truck drivers like CAG, I want to get that word out there the best I can, like Oakley. So, and how long you been with CAG, Larry?
Well, this is actually my second tour of duty. I was with CAG back in 2006, came back this past July. So started here back in July of 2021. And as you can see, I'm Executive Vice President, helping to grow the company, build the company, work with some incredibly talented people opposite owner-operators. That's what we look to do, is help owner-operators.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, let's explain that. CAG Capital. First of all, where y'all out of?
We're out of Pennsylvania, Chatsford.
Okay. And what's your main goal as a company?
Well, main goal, I would say first, what it is we do is we finance trucks, new and used, and engine overhauls. What's our main mission? I mean, if you spoke with our visionary, our founder, Chris Grievous, our main mission is to help owner-operators technically improve or sustain their quality of life. We work with individuals that are new to the business. They might have been drivers. They want to become entrepreneurs. They want to grow their own business, kind of get a piece of the American dream, get their first truck. We help them do that. We also work with those individuals that have been in the business, and this event happens, which we kind of say it's not a matter of if, but it's a matter of when. They're driving a truck, gets up into the 6, 7, 800,000 miles. They know this event's going to happen. That catastrophic engine failure is coming. We help those individuals get back on the road. Like I said, sustain their quality of life.
That's really good, because people need it more than anything now, because stuff has gotten so expensive, Larry. I mean, it's so hard to justify that. I mean, I do like the part that you said about first-time owner-operators. So it's hard to find a company, a finance company that wants to invest in that first-time owner-operator. And y'all do that?
We do that. We do the individual that's, looking to get their first truck. They have 2, 3, 4 years worth of driving experience. It might only have 1, but they see the opportunities to get in there, get their own truck, and now work as an independent, take advantage of the larger grosses. We also work with individuals that are, say, new to the States. They have family or friends over here in the States that are either driving, have their own companies. These individuals will come to the States, sign on as a driver. They get a CDL. Now they see it. It's a land of opportunity. Now they get an opportunity to get their own truck.
Yeah,
we help these individuals.
That's being that first. Getting that first truck is such a hurdle too.
It really is.
We do a lot. We encourage a lot with Oakley. Everybody, I think a lot of people know Oakley Trucking. I mean, we try to get that company driver to go after that American dream, to the extent of we even refer guys to certain dealerships.
Sure.
That we have confidence in. But probably one of the parts we're missing is that finance company, because it is so hard for that first time owner operator to get approved for that money to get that first truck. I mean, how does a guy go about it doing it with CAG Truck Capital?
Well, again, I agree with what you're saying. I worked in another world previously. I'll call it the AB world for some big finance companies. We'll say PACCAR Financial, a great company to work with. I worked on the finance side. First timers looking to get into the business, limited experience, limited comps, comparable, debt paying experience. I wasn't getting that done as the credit manager. So there had to be some avenue to get these individuals that might not have, let's say, the credit worthiness or the experience, but they've been driving, they have sufficient and adequate down payment. They need someone that's going to look at that total picture, and that's what it'll say on our website. We work with a lot of different individuals. We listen to the story. The AB world doesn't listen to the story. It's kind of a FICO-driven thing. But here at CAG, we're able to look at the whole story.
I got to tell you a couple of stories.
I like stories.
Larry, so we deal with this all the time, trying to refer guys over to companies to get a truck. And we have had guys that have great credit, a lot of money down, but still do not get approved because they're first-time owner-operators, because they don't have any commercial credit. What are the finance companies looking for? I mean, to me, I'm looking, a guy's buying a truck, he's got a sufficient amount of money to put down. I mean, at least 20% on a truck. And he's got good credit, but just because he's never owned a truck before, they don't approve him. We get frustrated.
No, I hear you.
Because we could get that guy as an owner-operator with Oakley, but they won't approve him. What in the world is going on?
Like you said, first-timers are tough to get bought. First truck. Good credit means a lot of different things. You might have good credit, 700-plus credit score, but it might come down to, like you said, the first truck, comparable debt-paying experience. So, again, good credit means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And those individuals, let's say, that have, we'll say, a little less than 700 credit, they're looking at the same opportunities that they want to get a piece of. So how does somebody structure them to, again, pursue their dream, to get in the truck, to become an independent, make the grosses that they can as someone that's signed on to Oakley? How do they get to that world? It's what we do. We help those individuals. And like I said, the same thing with the engine overhauls. This could be a solid A credit. Might be someone with, some challenges.
What are you seeing right now? I mean, recently in this past year, and what's going crazy at CAG as far as, is it engine rebuilds? Is it people trying to get? I know prices of trucks. I mean, how's that affected you?
Just like it affects every other lender. Your loan to value is totally challenged. When you're looking at a 4 or 5 model year old truck and prices aren't that far off from what the truck sold for new 5 years ago, it's a challenge for the lending community.
I mean, y'all have to think about that as a lending company. On,
You do.
You can only. I mean, this truck's half wore out. Are we going to loan this much money on it? When's it going to come back? I mean, that was what I'd be thinking too. I understand that.
And we do, just like every other lender. So when we're looking to finance that truck, this is a big, long nose 379, 2015. The truck's looking good. But let's say it has mileage of about 650, 700. One of the things we're asking the client about is, has this truck had any recent overhauls to show that it might be 750 on the odometer, but it might have 110,000 on a fresh overhaul. So now they got greater value for that truck than a truck that's just, say, 800,000 miles and is kind of coming to that inevitable point.
It's coming.
It's coming. They know it's coming. Like I said, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
So do y'all do just a lot of just financing motor rebuilds? Like you're not financing the truck.
We are financing the truck.
I know that,
Yeah.
but say I own my truck.
We're financing people buying trucks.
Right, I'm saying that if I got my truck bought through some other finance company and my motor blows, can I come to you to get a loan on fixing rebuild my motor?
Possibly.
Okay.
Depends upon, the value of the truck and what the payoff is on the truck. If you have a pretty fresh loan on it and the engine blows up pretty early, that's going to be somewhat
Sure.
of a numbers challenge. We do finance individuals that have their loan someplace else, and the loan payoff, in addition to the value of the overhaul, we're able to put those two together. We're not going to finance somebody else's encumbered truck, but if the numbers work out, we'll pay off the first lender. We'll work that into our deal. We'll pay the shop that's doing the repair. We might require some down payment just to, again, give them a good, loan to value so that their residuals and their payment is reasonable opposite their cash flow. So in essence, to answer your questions, we can.
And then you're the only lien holder on the truck.
We're the only lien holder on the truck. Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense there, because that you don't want too much of that. But I'd say your preference is you actually financing the truck,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're more apt to loan on the motor if
We
you
are.
have motor or transmission problems, if you already have it, so you don't have to go through that other process.
Exactly. And it's kind of interesting that you bring that up, because we kind of look at that in a kind of a unique way. We look at truck purchases with a sweet spot of mileage under 5, maybe closer to 4. But now you're going to look at an individual that's looking to buy a truck that, say, has 650 on it. What do you do with this individual? Still has a really nice truck that they're looking to buy. We can actually go in, structure the loan where there's almost a built-in overhaul that's coming along with it. How does that happen? They're making, say, $20,000 a month, $7,000 a week gross, and I understand there's going to be the truck payments that dilute that. But now they have a mileage of 657. We know it's coming. They know it's coming. So we're actually setting up a reserve for them by compressing the payments. So give them a shorter term versus what other lenders are going to do, which is, kind of succumb to, hey, I can get you a loan with 48 months, your payment will be less. But then when the truck inevitably has this catastrophic event, the equity position doesn't avail itself for that lender or the operator themselves to really bail themselves out. They're almost out of business. We will coach and counsel. We're not like your traditional lenders that are just looking for a one and done deal. We're working through the long haul of this loan. So we'll actually kind of factor in the anticipated overhaul for the higher mileage truck. And this thing goes down. He understands he's got a great equity position because of how we structured that loan. He comes back to us. We kind of look at it as though it's a second bite of the apple. We're going to help you get the truck. When that inevitable event happens, you're investing your down payment in the future versus risking your down payment. We're going to be able to help structure that. And what we'll do is kind of change the terms a little bit, keep your payment the same, Truck goes into some certified dealer location. You get a certified warranty through one of the majors, Cummins, Cat, Detroit. It could be a PACCAR, it could be a Volvo engine. And this person, again, as I said earlier, sustain their quality of life.
I love that right there, because that you're thinking in the next level there. Because I'm gonna say a lot of finance companies do not think about that.
One and done.
So you're trying. I mean, you're actually trying to set money aside for the guy.
We're trying to help him sustain and achieve long-term, reliability, uptime. Keep him doing what he does.
He's trying to at least get equity in that truck as quick as possible.
And they understand that.
Yeah.
The questions we would ask is something like, correct me if I'm wrong. In the event this truck that now has 750,000 miles on it experiences that catastrophic event, which we all know is coming, correct me if I'm wrong, you have $60,000 sitting in reserve. What do you think the answer to that question typically is?
No, I do not.
No. Well, what are you going to do? Silence, right?
Yeah, silence.
Well, let us help you with that, right?
Right.
We got a different plan, got a different path we can kind of share with you. And they appreciate that. It's almost thank you every time.
Well, and that's something that's probably one of the things, and you can tell me more, but that's probably one of the things that separates you guys from just a regular finance company. As you're thinking about down the road and keeping this guy in business.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all know, like you said, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you're going to have problems.
And they know that.
And breakdowns. What is you've been in it a long time, Larry. How crazy is this right now going on with the price of trucks, the price of used trucks?
It's a challenge.
What is going to happen?
I was talking to some of the fleets here. What is their average trade cycle? Some say 3, some say 4 years, average around 350, 450 in that range. The major fleets are so far beyond their trade cycles. Those fleets that buy Kenworth, Peterbilt, International trucks typically trade at 350 like a JB Hunt. There's such a scarcity of inventory out there. And again, I'm not an expert in the area, but it all kind of relegates back to the whole supply chain event. So the new trucks are not rolling off the assembly line. The trades are not coming in. And that's why you have so many dealers, factory stores that just have such a scarcity of inventory. And then it comes down to, I guess, and no economics major, but supply and demand is impacting us. Just like cars, limited inventory there. Car prices are selling at a premium, new and used. Same in the trucking business. So it circles back to that thing we talked about earlier. Loan to value. It's a little distorted these days.
It is. It's a little scary for us, to be honest with you. It's sometimes trying to get a guy to buy a truck when they're so overpriced, but you just don't know what you don't know what the future brings if that's the new norm. But the good thing is there's money to be made. They're making more money than they've ever made. So
Clearly.
it's still a great time to get in the trucking business and become an owner operator.
It is. A lot of folks are getting into it.
A lot of folks. It's just maybe a little more difficult. So what all services? I know you told me a little bit about the financing the truck, but do y'all do trailers, anything like that at CAG? Y'all just stick with
it? Our primary focus is the Class A trucks.
Okay.
The new and used purchases, the engine overhauls. It's our specialty. It's our area of expertise. We even have a certified technician, service manager on staff that can work with clients, work with shops. How do we differentiate ourselves from some of the other lenders? They're looking to put together a loan. They're not looking to get too deep into what it is the client's looking to do. And on the overhaul side, there's a lot of nuances to getting someone's truck, for the client to get their truck through the shop. We'll actually orchestrate and coordinate with the shop to make sure they're getting factory parts, making sure they're getting something like, fuel injectors put back in. A lot of times what you'll see is that shop will look to do, and we're talking about certified shops, they'll look to do the in-frame, the overhaul, might not necessarily do new set of injectors. So we have some expertise in-house. We'll communicate with the client, explain why this is in your best interest to put the injectors, new injectors, into this fresh overhaul than the old injectors, which are coming close to probably the end of their useful life, which might impair this new fresh overhaul. We'll talk with the shop and coordinate that on behalf of the client. So we're beyond financing. We're kind
It
of
is.
triangulating a lot of things with the client, with the shops and dealers.
Yeah, that's going that extra step.
Big time.
It really is. I didn't realize that. I've always heard of CAG Truck Capital, and I think we might have talked in the past, but didn't have a sit down good conversation like this is. But it sure sounds like you guys have got a great company going on there. Is it privately owned or?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And y'all just have the one place, one facility.
That's correct.
You said Pennsylvania, I think.
Correct.
Okay.
Everything happens there from origination to servicing. We're not a broker. We're not outsourcing this. We manage all this from the point of origination, from when the client finds us, goes through our website, all the way through to servicing the loan. It's all done on the
How about
roof.
warranty? Y'all sell warranties?
We
I
don't
guess,
sell warranties, but we definitely encourage, the clients when they purchase their truck, and definitely when they're doing the overhaul, they're getting warranties, and especially on the overhaul. Again, if it's a Cummins, Detroit, these are certified, overhauls that are being done up through and including reman crated engines. So they're getting a warranty from Cummins, Cat, Detroit. It could be PACCAR on the MX engine. They're getting those certified warranties.
Right. Yeah.
So again,
Well,
it's about uptime.
We always encourage that too. We encourage these guys when they're buying a truck, get a warranty.
Oh, absolutely.
I know a lot of warranties out there, and people have their differences about them, but man, I've seen too many things go wrong when they didn't have a warranty, and if they had them, at least you had a leg to stand on to get them. So
Yeah, again, it's about planning for the future. Get the warranty done. You buy a truck, get the warranty. All the OEMs, like PACCAR, Volvo, International, they all have their factory warranties. It's good to get the warranty, and the same thing, you're getting a certified engine overhaul done. You want that certified factory warranty. What is it? It's about uptime, reliability, not to mention being able to sleep at night.
yeah, isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Well, man, I sure appreciate you sitting in with me. Anything else you'd like to add about CAG Truck Capital?
Like I said, pretty excited to be here. Has a program and a product that just helps, as I said earlier, owner-operators, drivers that are looking to become owner-operators.
You do new and used?
We do.
Okay, good.
So again, it's about their quality of life. We work with them different than a traditional lender does. We're helping them improve and sustain their quality of life.
Well, and I like
that.
That's right. I like hearing the part that you said earlier in this is you hear the story. You like to listen to the story.
Yeah.
Which is that hits home with me, because when we look to lease people on at Oakley Trucking, we want to hear the story. We want to know the person and what's going on. We just try not to, look at the piece of paper. We try to understand what's going on with them and if they'd be a good fit for us. So it sounds like that's what CAG does too.
It works. And clients, we call them clients. We look at these individuals just like my Morgan Stanley rep looks at me. I'm a client. She's educating me. She's helping me understand what it is I need to do for long-term wealth and sustainability. They're clients to us, and it works real well.
Good stuff. How do people get in touch with you?
And we have a pretty massive marketing effort. People are calling us at all hours of the night. Sometimes it just kind of boggles my mind. There's voicemails that are being left at 2 a.m. Applications are coming in. Where do they find us? They find it on our website. We advertise on XM radio. So truckers are out there, cruising the highways. They're listening to Road Dog. They're listening to various news stations. We advertise there. So they're coming back. They Google things such as engine overhauls. You Google engine overhauls, heavy-duty truck engine overhauls, we're popping up.
Nice.
We're like the preeminent lender, and it comes up first.
And they can also go to your website,
They can go to the website.
cagtruckcapital.com.
Correct. They can also go to virtually any dealer in the country. They're going to know us. We have a strategic partnership with Cummins. They drop into really any one of the Cummins facilities around the country. They're going to find us.
Awesome.
So we're pretty well connected, pretty well recognized throughout the industry. They find us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they need you.
They need us. We need them.
We need them. That's right.
We need truckers. Huh? We need truckers.
Right. We do. Larry, appreciate you sitting in with me, and I really appreciate you informing me more about CAG Truck Capital. I'm impressed. I really am. It sounds like a great company, and I think we might ought to talk a little more after this and make sure we're on the same page so we can help
I
people,
agree.
because I think both of us together, if you got the financing and I got the company and the freight and everything, we can make somebody pretty happy.
That's how I kind of look at it. We've talked a lot of the freight companies here, your dispatch department doesn't want to get that inevitable call from somebody who's out there on the road somewhere and says, hey, I got a little problem. My truck's down. It looks like I need an overhaul. What do I do? And everybody kind of sits there staring at each other. But I'll tell you this, the dealers know us. We get business that comes in through the dealers, whether it's Kenworth, Volvo, Mack, Peterbilt, International. The dealers know how to get to us. They can help the clients get to us. Cummins can help folks get to us. Detroit. And then we're pretty broad-based footprint throughout, the marketing. And like I said, XM, they find us.
Yeah.
We're there to help.
Well, everybody check out CAG Truck Capital. Talk to Larry, and he will take care of you. Be sure and look him up when you have a truck overhaul, need a truck, looking to get in your first truck. Anything that comes to truck financing, you be sure and give CAG Truck Capital a call. Appreciate everybody listening. And once again, it's the Oakley Podcast. Every Wednesday comes out with a new one, and we appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.